I have the privilege now of bringing before you a young man who I admire greatly. His name is Jason Hoyt. He's from Orlando, and he organized the first Tea Party in Orlando on February 27th. I've had the opportunity to work with him and talk with him many times over the past year. What I love about him is his heart is pure when it comes to love of country and love of the Tea Party movement. Yes, you can clap. Clap for him. On Saturdays, he has a show, Tea Party Patriots Live, on 6:60 a.m. from 4 to 6 on Saturdays. You can tune in and listen to Jason. So please listen to him now, Jason Hoyt.
Thank you very much. All right, wow, with that introduction, I hope I live up to it. God help me. First, I want to thank everybody for being here. Honestly, the North Lake Tea Party has really set the standard in bringing a community together to make sure that their voices are heard. And this is a great showing for honestly, this is a Thursday. This is noon. You guys should all be at work or maybe on your lunch hour with your. What are you guys doing here? You should be with your coworkers having lunch, right? You should be thinking about your softball practice tonight or getting ready, going about your lives. But there's a reason why you guys are all here. Let me ask a couple questions and see if maybe this is the reason why you're here. 5 days before the election, Obama said he was getting ready he was 5 days away from fundamentally transforming America. Is that why you guys are here? There's a congressman in Illinois recently who was caught on videotape who said that when he was asked about the constitutionality of the health care bill, the monstrosity, what did he say? I don't care about the Constitution. Is that why you guys are here? Yeah. Nancy Pelosi, she said, we have to pass this health care bill in order to find out what's in it. Is that why you guys are here? Yes, sir. Unbelievable. Well, I got to ask you, here's why I'm here. I have to be here. I must be here. Anyways, I have to be here. I must be here. There's nowhere else I could be. For such a time as this, I've got a fire in my belly and a passion in my heart that I can't get rid of. I gave it up. I said, God, be the lamplight at my feet. Tell me where I got to go. Tell me what I got to do. And there's no way I can deny it. I have to be here, okay? And I know that there's so many people here that have to be here as well. There's a gentleman I met just recently, a little bit ago, who said this was his first political rally. I'm inspired by that. I love that. I'm inspired by all of you guys being here. How many people here, this is your first rally? I'm glad you're here. How many people here have been rallying all year long, maybe even since February 27th of last year? I'm glad you guys are here. You know, originally when Patricia asked me to come speak at this event, it's a tax day tea party. Let's talk about taxes, the 65,000 pages of tax code. I don't even know where I am on these notes, but anyways, the 65,000 pages of tax codes. I should put them on my palm of my hand, I guess. I was going to talk about the fair tax. Any fair tax supporters here? I see a couple of people that didn't raise their hand. Let me talk about anyways, I want to challenge you to take a look at the fair tax, but I'm not going to talk about it this morning or this afternoon because on Thursday mornings I do a little Bible study with a good friend of mine, Tom Wilmuth, and whatever I was going to say about, capital gains tax, income tax, the IRS, all that being eliminated with the fair tax, which is a great solution. I challenge everyone to take a look at it and start talking to your family, friends, and neighbors about it. But he actually, you know what, I was in Minnesota last week, at the Michelle Bachmann, Sarah Palin rally. Yeah. And there was a radio guy, he was the MC, and after they got done with the invocation, the national anthem and all, actually right after the invocation, and the pastor, praised God and said, in your glorious name, Jesus Christ, and the radio guy came out and he says, so, all of you Democrats out there, we're going to start therapy at 5 o'clock, just so you can but I was so inspired this morning. Tom read to me, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but actually, if you do mind, you're going to have to hear it anyways. Romans 12:2, he said, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Yeah. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There's an awakening going on in this country, and I am so inspired by that. There are people who are reading the Constitution again. There are people who are studying our founding principles, what the founders intended for this country. We get together every Wednesday at a coffee shop in Metro West in Orlando, and a group of us get together every Friday. We watch the American Heritage series. Anybody familiar with the American Heritage series? We have a tremendous, not only is it just great information and we're jaw-dropping, we're kind of amazed at all the stuff we're relearning, but we have a great group of people that get together in the fellowship we have, and we fire each other up. Question, do you guys know who the leader of the Tea Party movement is? That's right. I just heard like 20, 30 me's out there. It's all of you. You guys are the leader of the Tea Party movement. The media is trying to identify someone. They're going to prop them up and say, is this organization the leader of the Tea Party movement? Is this person, is this presidential candidate in 2012 the leader? No. That's the beauty of this movement. It's grassroots. It's ground up. It's inspired. We're all inspired. There's a fire in our belly to be here. We could be running off with our lives planning what we need to be planning for softball practice tonight, or taking the kids here or there, or worried about our jobs. But you know what? We're here. We don't care. How many people are on their lunch hour and just had to get back real quick? There's a few of you. You might get in trouble, but that's all right. There's a reason why you guys are here. There is no leader of the Tea Party movement. Can you imagine like a Time magazine Man of the Year, and there's like one person, leader of the Tea Party movement? No way. Can you imagine 9/12? What was the number? 1.5 million people? That's the leader of the Tea Party movement. This year, anybody going to 9/12 this year? We need to get more. The rest of, how come, is this thing on? Where's the rest of you guys? You've got to go. You got to make your voices heard. There's a few of us. We drove 14 hours through the night because of the health care bill. The vote, we were there for 2 days, 13 hours each day in front of the West Lawn, losing our voices, making sure our voices were heard. 40, 50,000 people showed up that weekend. There needs to be more of us. I'm inspired right now, but there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. Check out the American Heritage series. Read the 5,000-Year Leap. Anybody read the 5,000-Year Leap? It's a tremendous book. 5,000 years ago versus the founding of this country. The boats that they discovered America on, they're basically the same kind of boats. Not a lot of technological advancements in the last 5,000 years. But once we recognize that our rights come from God, and once we, the people, wrote the Constitution, we put the government in their place, supposedly in their place, and their limited role in our lives. Once we recognize that we were free, we've taken a 5,000-year leap in innovation, in technology, in ingenuity, entrepreneurship, and that's what makes America exceptional. And that book breaks it down in 28 principles that inspired our founders, and it's a phenomenal book. I challenge you to read it. Buy 2 books, pass one on to your family, friends. And you know what? You've got to stay engaged, and you guys are, but you guys are the leaders. We're not here to create followers. We're here to create leaders. You've got to then go and talk to your family, friends, and neighbors and inspire them and talk to them. And I guarantee by the time it comes to the primary, by the time it comes to the general election, all of your family and friends that really are finally getting engaged, they're going to say, well, you've been engaged a lot. What should we do? Who should I vote for? I mean, obviously, you've been paying attention, and I trust you. You guys are all the leaders. You're going to be influencing all of them. And I'm inspired by that. For such a time as this, I'm glad you guys are all here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.